Alright, hell yeah. So we have a fun one. We have 15 times 15. Now this, multiplying 15 times 15 makes my head hurt. I don't even know how you would do it. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the answer would be. And, well, thinking about it, this is how I think I usually did 15 times 15. I would say it's 15 times 10. Cool. So that gives us 150. And then I would say 15 times 5. And then I would say in my head, I don't know what 15 times 5 is, but I do know what 15 times 10 is. That's 150, and then divide by 2. But then I would still have these two numbers, 150 and 75, and they would still kind of rack my brain, and I guess I could add them together and be 225. But I just thought this was so interesting that you can use FOIL. I don't think anyone has ever taught me this way, but I'm going to dig it, and we're going to do multiplication. We're going to do all of these. We're going to do 11 times 11 all the way to 20 times 20 using the FOIL method. Now the FOIL method would be like, hey, you can separate 10 and 15. That's just 10 plus 5. And so this method is actually 100% accurate, where how I would do this in my head is I would be like 15 times 15. I know that's 10 times 10. Let's get that one out of the way. And so that's going to be 100. And now we're going to have 5 times 10 and 5 times 10. So there's kind of two of those. 5 times 10 is 50, a couple of them, so we're going to have another 100. And then to finish it off, you're just going to multiply the 5 times 5, that's 25. So cool, we have 225. And I think I can get there just a lot faster. And it works on your FOIL skills. And sometimes if you just want to be in the rough ballpark, maybe. Not for these, though. But typically, sometimes like the last value, this 5 times 5, isn't a big driver. See how this is the smallest number? Now you'll get numbers like 19 times 19, and 9 times 9 will be 81. Well, that's a pretty substantial driver for the actual number for the solution. But in general, you're going to have, again, it's going to be 10 times 10, that's 100. And then you're going to do the foiling, and let's go down here. So we have 10 times 10, that's 100. But then you would do 10 times 5, and then you'd come to this one, 5 times 10. So if these numbers, especially on a number that's the same, you're just going to do that twice. And so you're going to have 50 plus 50, and then you're going to do this 5 times 5 plus 25. Okay, so that's the whole FOIL process. Now, and it's real fast, so let's do the ones where, hey, it's 13 times 13. Well, that's going to be the 100. You know what I mean? So let's write that in. We're going to have 10 times 3, that's 30. We're going to double it up, so that's going to be another 60. And then we're going to add 3 times 9 is 9. So this one is pretty fast. It's 169. And now you kind of recall that. Yeah, I remember 13 squared is 169. But this just kind of gives you the foiling method. So let's keep going down the line. 14 times 14, that's 100. You're going to have 4 times 10, but twice, so that's going to be 180. And then times 4 times 4 is 16. So this one's going to be 196. Did I get that right? Hell yeah. Okay, so, and then 12 times 12. So we all know that's 144. Let's see how we get there. And this is one where even just doing the first two and not the last two gets you pretty close. We can easily get to 140 because it's 10 times 10 is 100, and then 10 times 2, but double it, that's going to be 20 plus 20, that's 40. So that's 140. And then the last driving bit, which isn't the biggest driver, is just the 2 times 2, so that's 144. So again, we have 10 times 10, that's 100. 10 times 2, that's 20. 10 times 2 this way is another 20 plus 4, so you have 144. So I kind of just spelled it out. So even 11 times 11, let's do it real fast. We got 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 1, we're going to double it, so we're going to have 120. 1 times 1 is 1, so this one's 121. Sweet. So now let's do, we did 15 times 15. We can do it again though. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 5 is 50, double it, that's 200. 5 times 5 is 25, so 225. 16 times 16, we're going to have 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 6 is 60, double it, 120. So now we got 220. 6 times 6 is 36, so we have 120 plus 36 is 156. And now let's see if we can keep doing these in our head without, using the pen at all. So we have 17 times 17. So 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 7 is 70. Double it, 140. All right, so we got 240. And now we got 7 times 7 is 49. So this one's going to be 289. Is that right? I have no idea. Now let's double check. Because we run into errors here. This is not 156 because this is 225. So this is 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 6 is 60. Double it is 120. So we should have 220. So we have 220 plus 36. So my bad there. So this is 256. This was 298. 18. So 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 8 is 80. Double it. That's 160. So now we're up to 260 plus 8 times 8 is, what is 8 times 8? 64. So we got 260 plus 64. I don't know what 260 plus 60 is, but I do know what 60 times 60 is, and that's going to be 120. So we're going to have 320. Oh, damn it. See, mentally I'm just messing up in my head. So we have 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 8 is 80. Double it. It's going to be 160. So we got 260. 8 times 8 is 64. So we have 260 plus 64. That's going to be 324. Whew. You know what I mean? So my mental math skills aren't the greatest. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 9 is 90. Double it's 180. And so we're going to have 280 plus 81. 9 times 9 is 81. So we have 280. So it looks like we're going to have 361. Cool. And then 20 times 20. You could do the foiling way. You could say... if you foiled 20 times 20, that's 10 plus 10 times 10 plus 10. And so you would have 10 plus 10 is 100. Then you'd have 10 times 10 is 100. And then you'd have 10 times 10 is 100, double it, which would be 200. And then the last value is 10 times 10, says 100. So you're going to have all those added together, you're going to get 400. Okay, hell yeah. So now... this is kind of duplicate of itself, but let's try to fill in like this one. How about 16 times 13? And let's write this out. How would you FOIL that? You'd have 10 plus 3, and then you would have 10 plus 6. So you would do the 10 times 10. That's going to give you your 100. Then you're going to have 10 times 6. That's 60. 3 times 10 is 30. And then you're going to have 3 times 6 is 18. So how would we do that in our head? So we would do 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 6 is 60. 10 times 3 is 30. So we would have 60 times 30 is 90. Plus that 100. So we have 190 plus 18. So this one is going to be 190 plus 18 is 208. And I might get these wrong. I'll double check and get better. But essentially... the methodology is sound. 14 times 17. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 7 is 70. 10 times 4 is 40. So we have 70 plus 40. That's 110. So now we have 210 plus 7 times 4 is 28. So we have 210 times 28. That sounds like it's going to be 238. Hell yeah. Okay, 18 times 15. So we're going to have 100. We're going to have 80 and 50. That's going to be 130. So we're going to have 230 plus 8 times 5 is 40. So 230 plus 40 sounds like 270. Sweet. All right, hell yeah. And then 19 times 17. That sounds like a difficult one. All right, hell yeah. So so we're going to have 100. we're going to have 90 plus 70. That's going to be 160. So we're going to have 260 plus 9 times 7 is 63. So 260 plus 60 sounds like 320, 323. And again, I might mess up little things with adding those numbers, but hell yeah, we're doing pretty good. Alright, hell yeah, this is pretty brutal for me, but I think it's pretty decent. So we have 100, we have 140, 143. So did you see how I did that one fast? We have 100, 10 times 10 is 100. We're going to have 10 times 3, that's 30. 10 times 1 is 10. So I easily saw it's 140, and then I saw it's 143. So let's do that fast for this one. So we have 154. You know what I mean? So hell yeah. So I did 100, and we're going to have 40 and 10. That's going to be the 50. 4 times 1 is 4. So yeah, let's do this row kind of fast. We're going to have 165. We're going to have 176. We're going to have 187. We're going to have 198. We're going to have 100 and plus, we're going to have 200 and 209. Sweet. And this one, we can even do this one. We can say we're going to have 100, and then we're going to have 110, and then we're going to have 1. So we're going to have 211. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's even interesting. You can do the FOIL method on something that's, well, is pretty. Wait, did we even do that right? No, it's 221. So why did we mess this one up? We're going to say this 20 is 10 plus 10, and we're going to multiply by 10 plus 1. So we have the 100, and then we have another 110. Oh, and then we're going to add 10. You know, yeah, I messed up. Instead of adding 1, we actually add 10, so that gives you that 220. So sweet. So yeah, I'm glad I messed that one up. All right, so this one we have 132. 132. Hell yeah. All right, let's do the next row. So we're going to have 156. So to see how I did that, so some are easier because we're going to do 10 times 10 is 100. So I'll write that in. We're going to have 10 times 3 is 30. 10 times 2 is 20. And then we're going to have 3 times 2 is 6. So we have the 156. All right, let's see if we can do this row fairly fast. So we're going to have 168. We're going to have 170 plus 10. So it's 180. All right, we're going to have 180 plus 12. So that's going to be 192. We're going to have 190 plus 14. So it's going to be 204. All right, and I might mess up on some of the addition. You know, I struggle with adding simple numbers sometimes. But it's just kind of, let's say, you know, if you want to it's just kind of another thing in your wheelhouse that you can use to double check your answers sometimes. So we have 100 plus 200 plus 16. So that's going to be 216. We have 100 and we got 90 plus 20. That's going to be 110. So we got 210 plus 18. So 228. Sorry, 228. And this one, we'll just say it's 120 times 2 is 240. How would we do this one, though? We would say it's 100 plus, this one's going to be another 120. So it's going to be 220 plus 20. So it's 220 plus 20 is 240. All right. You know, that's where we broke 20 into 10 plus 10. I don't... The other way you could do it is break it up into 20 plus 0, you know what I mean? And then you would FOIL that. And this would be, so let's do that. So 12 is going to be 10 plus 2, and then we're going to FOIL it 20 plus 0. You're going to have 200, and then plus 40. You know what I mean? So that's 240. So that would be the traditional way. It's just kind of interesting. You can also FOIL it like this. You could say that this is 10 plus 2 for 12, and then 10 plus 10 for 20. All right, hell yeah. This is a challenge for me, but we're doing it. So we have 170, and then we're going to add 12. 182. Okay, we're going to have 180 add 15. So it's going to be 195. We're going to have 200. I see that right off the bat. Plus 21. So that was easy. 220. So 13 times 17 using the foiling method. I can easily see it's 100, but then 100 again. And then it's just 7 times 3 is 21. So that was one of the easier ones. 17 times 13. I'll definitely remember that. The foiling method. 100 plus 100 plus 21. Cool. All right, so we have, this one's going to be, you know, the 100, but was it going to be 80 plus 30? You're like, what's that? Oh, that's 110. So we're going to have 210 plus 24. So we're going to have 234. This one's going to be 120, 220. So I can just say, like, right off the bat, it's like, hey, this is 220 now. You know what I mean? I can do the 100 plus the 90 plus 30. You know what I mean? So that's going to be, because I'm first, honestly, now on this one, I'm not doing the 100 first. I'm doing the 90 plus 30 first. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing that I do, actually. You know, that's a smarter thing to do. So I'm going to do 120, and then see that that's 220. And we're going to add 27. So 220 plus 27, 247. Sweet. Obviously, this is just 130 twice, so it's going to be 260. All right, hell yeah. So let's keep moseying. Yeah, we're going to have 90. So 190 plus 20. So that's going to be 210. Is that right? I have no idea. But look at this. If this is 195, we add another 15. Hell yeah, that's 210. So we can kind of double check our work in that column. We could even double check our work in this. Like, what's 208 minus 16? Like, I have no idea. But I do know what 208 minus 8 is. That's 200. Minus another 8 is 192. So we got to check on reality there. All right, let's keep pushing. Now, 6 times 4, I swear, I struggle with 6 times 4. This is kind of for another video. A couple ways to do 6 times 4. You can be like, I don't know what 6 times 4 is, but I do know what 3 times 4 is. That's 12, so let's double it. That's 24. Or, I might not, so I can also say I don't know what 6 times 4 is, but I do know what 6 times 2 is. Again, that's 12, and then double it. So there's 2 different ways. It's always cool, especially when you have an even number, you can always half this. So even, like this one I love to do, 6 times 7, I have no idea, but I do know that half of it, at least it has one even number, so I can half that, and I can go 3 times 7. Oh, hell yeah, our favorite number, 21, the drinking age. And so, booyah, I just know what's double 21, and that's real simple. That's 42. So visually, I can do double 21 in my head real easy. All right, we're getting sidetracked. But it's because we got 4 times 6. That's going to be 24. So again, we're going to have, I'm doing the foiling method. We're going to have 60 plus 40. So I can instantly see this is going to be 224. Sweet. We're going to have 120. Do you see that? 80 plus 40. So we're going to have we're going to have 120. So it's 220 plus 8 times 4 is 32. So that's going to be 252. All right, booyah. And, you know, is that right? 134 plus another 10 is going to be 144 plus another 8. 144 plus 8 gets you to 252. Sweet. All right, booyah. And okay, so let's this is going to be 230 plus 63. Yeah, I don't know why it's so hard for me to do mental math. I sometimes get heavy brain fog. But again, 90 plus 40 is going to be 130. Plus the 100 is 230. So 230 plus 6... No. 230 plus 36. See, I did it wrong. So sometimes, like, my brain helps me. It's like, no, you're messing up. 9 times 4 is 36. Added to 230, is that what we're adding? So 36 times 230, holy Toledo, that should be really easy, 266. And again, I'll make 100 simple errors. Okay, we're just going to double it, 280, and that's that. It's 140 doubled, so 14 times 10, but double it. I'm not doing the foiling methods for the easy ones, you know what I mean? Essentially, let's crank these out. This is going to be 150 double it, 300, 16, we're going to double it. It's going to be 320, 17. See, it's hard to double 170. I don't know, but I do know 150 is 300 plus 20 more, so it's going to be 340, you know what I mean, if we're doubling it. And 18, I don't know what double 18 is, but I do know what half of 18 is. That's 9. So I could go 9 times 4. That's going to be 360. Like, I need to go, like, back and forth just to even do simple math. 19 times 20. Now, maybe we should FOIL that out, because I have absolutely no clue. You know what I mean? I don't know how to double up 19. I don't know what double 19 is. I could say, hey, I do know what double 20 is. That's going to be 40 minus 2, so it's 380. And I don't think I'm going to FOIL it, so let's just get on and then hit these up, because these really do use that foiling method. All right, hell yeah, we're going to have 110, 210, plus 30. So we're going to have 240. Okay, hell yeah. So we're going to have 70 plus 50. That's going to be 120. 220. 220 plus 35. 255. Hell yeah. Okay, and then we're going to have 90 times 50 is 140. 240 times 40. 9 times 5 is 45. So what the hell did I even say? 140, I see that, 240 plus 45. So this is 140 plus 45 is 185. Is that right? Holy Toledo. Again, 140, 240 plus 45, 185. Whew, that was a tough one. It's not tough from the foiling perspective. It's just tough because I suck at adding numbers. I get hella confused. All right, so we got... so this is 60 and 70. I don't know what 60 plus 70 is, but I do know what 60 plus 60 is. That's 120, so this is going to be 130. Add the foiling, the 10 times 10. So we're going to have 130 goes to 230, and then 6 times 7. Again, that was the one that we struggle with, and it's going to be 42. It's because, double check in my mind, 3 times 7 is 21, double it. All right, so again, we're going to have 130, 230. So 230 plus 40, 42. So 230 plus 42 is 272. Hell yeah, we got a couple more. All right, booyah. So we're going to have 80 plus 60, that's 140. 240. Sweet, 240. And then 8 times 6. See, this is one that I might not know. You know what I mean? I don't know what 8 times 6 is, but I do know what 8 times 3 is. That's 32. So this must be 64. That's a really good check. You know what I mean? Anytime you have two numbers that you don't know how to multiply, is one even? Can you divide one? Because you could say, hey, what's 6 times 4? Oh, damn it, that's the one I don't know again. You know what I mean? So you could even divide it even further. That's going to be 12. 12 times 2 is 24. So 6 times 4 is 24. And then, is it double that? So 6 times 4 is 24. And then we would have 48. So how did I mess up at the beginning? Yeah, I think I did. Wait, 6 times 8. I said I didn't know what 6 times 8 was. Yeah, well, how did I mess this up? Oh, yeah, because I struggle at 3 times 8. So my bad. 3 times 8 and 4 times 8. I just have by memory that this is 24 and this is 32. I should be playing by my own rules and being like, well, don't do it that way. Say 3 times 8 is 3 times 4. Well, yeah, that's 12, double it. So 3 times 8 follows that same rule. And then 4 times 8, Well, say you don't know what 4 times 8 is, but you do know what 2 times 8, that's 16. Double is 32 maybe. You could do that route. You could also say it's 4 times 4 is 16, double is 32. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry I just got confused on that one. But yeah, 6 times 8 is 48. And I just remember 6 times 8 is 48 because 5 times 8 is 40 plus another 8. That's literally how I memorized 6 times 8, but that might be a trash way to memorize it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you get confused, like right now. Okay, so we're going to have 80 plus 60 is 140. So 240, this is probably the hardest one. 240 plus, plus 48. See, just visually, I can't see that 6 times 8 is 48. That's really difficult for me to see, just even mentally. But what the hell do we have? We had 240 plus 48. That's going to be 288. All right, hell yeah. Moving on. All right, so we got 90 plus 60. This is going to be 150, 250. 250 plus 54. So 250 plus 54 is 304. Hell, I like that one. And I think I double-checked that one earlier, too. So that rings a bell. 16 times 19, 304. All right, 2 more. Okay, so we got, and maybe some of the hard ones. Because 7 times 8, I just know this one's 5, 6, because 7, 8. You know what I mean? 5, 6, 7, 8. 56. You know, that's a dumb way to do this one, too. 7 times 8. Well, you should know that 7 times 4 is 28. And then maybe, ooh, I don't know what double 28 is. You know what I mean? That sucks. And so, because you'd have to carry the carry stuff, you know what I mean, it's 56. So that process doesn't really help me either. But what's 7 times 2? That's 14. Yeah, 7 times 8, that's a tough one. I just know 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the only way I know 7 times 8, just to try to get it 100% every time. 7 times 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, booyah. So we're going to have, but what's 80 times 70? I don't know that, but I do know what 70 times 7, what's 80 plus 70? I don't know, but I do know what 70 plus 70 is. It's 140. So this must be 150, 250, 250 plus 56. Sweet. So we have 306. Yeah, hopefully that one's right. And now we have the last one. We're going to have 90 plus 80. I don't know what that is, but I do know what 80 plus 80, that's 160. So we have 170. We got 270. And now let's do this mentally. I have 270, and I'm going to add 72. Okay, sweet. So that's going to be 342. Whew, that was tough, but that was pretty good. So that was doing something that I probably could never do mentally without actually writing it down, like, you know what I mean, 19 times 17. And we'll do one because it's just a pain in the butt. Look at this. Like, and you're going to run into the same issues. Like, I don't know what 9 times... Oh, yeah, it says 63. Because I know all the rules for nines, you know what I mean. 7 plus 6. That's a tough one. I don't know what 7 plus 6 is, but I do know it's 7 plus 7. I do know what 6 plus 6. So you either subtract or add 1. So we get 13. Throw the 0 in. We got 9 and 1. And then we got 3. And we got a 12. And we got 323. Yep, sweet. So we double check that one. All right, hell yeah. So this has been the foiling method for multiplying numbers. And if the two numbers are the same, again, life is really easy because you got 100, and then 10 times 5 is 50. Double it. That's really easy to do. And then you got 100. And then actually, it's probably once you start getting the hang of it, it's pretty much the same for all of them. Except you don't just get to double that number. So again, if I had 16 times 18, let's rack my brain. This is going to be 80 plus 60. That's going to be 140. So we got 240. 240 plus 48 is 288. All right, hell yeah. And again, some of these could be totally wrong. My bad. Double check them yourself. But it's the foiling method. All right, thanks for joining me. And guess what? That's a video.